In 1986, I moved from Powell, Wyoming to Las Vegas, Nevada. I moved there, I think it was January 3rd. I needed work. Things were slowing down, and there was lots of work in Las Vegas. So Kelly and the kids, I had 2 kids at the time, stayed in Wyoming, a little place that I had, and I took off for Las Vegas to find a job.
How are the kids doing? Fine. I guess I better tell them it's going to be a silent movie.
3 weeks before I left Wyoming, I had been working up the South Fork of the Shoshone River at 30 degrees below zero and about a 40-mile-an-hour wind. It was cold, it was miserable, and it was carpenter work, and there was that whole range of challenges, walking back and forth to the fire barrel to thaw out and keep your fingers from freezing. So then I moved to Las Vegas, and I went to work, and when I got there in January, it was probably getting down to 40 degrees at night and up to 52 or 53 during the day. And by the end of April, it was in the 90s, and by the first week of May, I was working over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So from 30 below to 100 degrees above is quite a temperature swing, isn't it? My body went through a radical physiological transformation over the next couple of years. They say your blood thins out, and I believe it. And it was ironic to me because in the summertime, guys would spend just as much time walking back and forth to the water jug as we were spending in Wyoming walking back and forth to the fire barrel in the winter. It's kind of a matter of survival, isn't it? You've got to not freeze, and you've got to not die of thirst and sunstroke. And it's really neat being back down here now in, 2018, and I'm 60 years old, and I'm helping my boy in his project in the Sonoran Desert, and the air feels about the same, and the sky is the same color of blue, and the sun burns about the same way, and your arms get hot and miserable, and you need a hat, and you got to have water. So the American Southwest has for years been the fastest growing geographical portion of the United States. People are moving out here by the zillions for the weather. You can do anything all year long, and especially for work. 8 years in Las Vegas, there was never a day that you couldn't work. Now, there were plenty of days from about June until September when you didn't want to go out and work, when the heat was miserable and dangerous. But it's not like, overnight you get snow drifts, or there's been such a long wet spell in Oregon that you're rained out. Or when I showed up in Las Vegas in 1986, it was right at what I think now was a transition time between old metal canteen type water cooler, water jugs, and orange insulated 5-gallon water coolers. I can remember a few kind of nasty galvanized containers. I can remember, and it still do, take water to work sometimes in an empty juice container or a milk jug or something. And that's what I did when I got to Vegas, until finally I realized, wow, every job site I ever show up on has got a water jug. But why are they always orange? I've been wondering lately, because coming back down to Arizona and working in the desert and remembering how it felt, and feeling that hot wind and the beautiful clear skies and the American Southwestern desert, I kind of focused my eyes on the fact that every stinking water jug on every truck and on every job is orange. Has that just evolved in the same way that Caterpillar yellow pretty well dominated all of the heavy equipment marketing paradigms, so that when John Deere switched from farm equipment to construction equipment, they realized they better switch to some sort of a yellow, and Case uses yellow, and Komatsu uses, I don't know, are we that vulnerable to branding? Can't answer that for you, but I know this: you're going to see orange water jugs in the American West everywhere you go, and you're always darn glad to see it when you just got to have a drink.